Well, we are taking a few of these athletes through our first session, so it's kind of a warm-up, and then we've got some established track athletes as well. They know what they're doing, but we're going to do a slightly different warm-up today with them. But basically this is what we do to help prepare athletes to do sprint work and speed work. It can be used as a rehabilitation sort of strategy, but all of it's designed to have athletes move really well with good efficiency, and obviously we're trying to get some speed in there as well. My name is Brendon Cole, and I am a strength coach, a soft tissue therapist, teach Pilates. I'm a consultant for high performance, and my background is I was an elite hurdler. I was an Olympian in the 2012 Olympics, and I've worked with lots of different athletes through bobsled and skeleton, netball, basketball, gymnastics, but my passion is having people move really quickly. So we're going to start off the warm-up with some really gentle movements. Some really nice skipping. We're going to add some arm movements in there as well. We start off with these warm-ups just to kind of get the body moving. It's a really three-dimensional approach to kind of any sort of movement. So we'll do something forwards, something backwards, and something sideways. So we'll start off with just some really kind of simple movements. I won't be cueing you too hard or making too many corrections. And then when we start to get into sprint drills, we'll start getting a little more specific on what I want to see and how you want to move the body, okay? So let's find a lane. We're going to move between the blue cones here and the far blue cone, so 20 meters. There's a couple of things we'll use the yellow cones, but for right now, we'll just keep that 20-meter distance in mind. So we'll do everything, one thing up and then something else back, okay? At the moment, we're doing back and forth for everything. So our first movement, girls know this pretty well, we're going to do skipping, and arms are going to be rotating forward, alternating, like so. Off we go. Nice and playful, bouncy. Eyes up. Good. So now we're going to go backwards. Nice gentle skip again, arms out to the side this time. Okay. I can see you guys have skipped backwards a lot before. All right. Sideways next, so we're going to go side shuffle. Again, arms above head, so moving sideways, reaching up. And we'll do the same thing back, facing the same direction. Okay. So again, we're going to go forwards, backwards, and sideways. We're now doing some slower kind of mobility movements. So we're trying to open things up a little bit more. We've started with some more playful movements, feeling a little bit warm. We're going to open things up with some walking lunges are going to be the first movement. So nice big lunge, catch yourself at the bottom, pause there for a second, reaching up and then over to the side. So you're going to reach to the side that has the knee forward. Should be feeling a nice stretch through the front of the back hip, as well as through the side of the ribs a little bit. Alternating sides, continuous. Make sure that pressure through the front foot is through the heel, not the toe. Back knee's floating just slightly. Nice chance to extend through the hip, move that spine a little bit. Good. All of these movements, all the things we do are preparing the body to do something pretty explosive and pretty sort of complex as well. So every element of the warm-up should be something that progresses and leads towards what you're trying to get out of the session. All right. Everyone's got a band. So we're going to do an isometric hold here. It's called a polar press, because you're pressing above your head like a polar bear apparently does. I'm going to be nice on your shoulders today. I'll give you the light band. Okay, so you'll hook the band underneath one foot like so. And just like you're trying to do a power clean and catch, you'll get underneath it to here. Bring this foot through to this A position we're going to talk more about. And then you'll press above head, and then you'll hold for 30 seconds. Keep pressing, keep lifting, good. So we've got a chance here to really connect the whole body through this movement that we'll be in for the rest of the session. Tilt towards shin a little bit, so dorsiflexion really important. Nice. So imagining your spine is your axis through your body and you're rotating around that axis. Okay, let's go one more time. This time I want you to think, or not think, I want you to listen to what you sound like on the ground. And particularly on a track like this and on a nice quiet sort of day, you can really hear how good your contacts are. When you're doing really good versions of this drill, it should feel fairly quiet. So I want you to just pay attention to how loud or quiet you are. If you're really loud on the ground, you're probably throwing the foot down too quickly. We want to find stability, but there's a softness to that stability as well. So let's go the same drill again and try and find a little bit more softness in your foot. Not to drop down your hips, but staying really, really connected to the ground. So you might actually be better off having this, just for the first few steps of having this strategy of actually getting back on the ground more quickly. Almost like you're shortening your stride, but just thinking that foot back down a little bit more quickly. Okay? See how that feels. Okay, let's get a nice projection through your chest, please. We'll do 2 more, I lied. 1 more to 20, please. There we go. Good. So the three track girls are pretty well established with these patterns. So we can refine things a little bit more with them. Like I just give a very simple cue to Kate. She tends to collapse a little bit. The guys haven't done too much accelerating before, so I'm actually pretty happy with how they're moving. They end up being a little bit less refined. So the cues that I would give are a lot more sort of simple, I guess, for people who haven't done it too much before. But they're doing a pretty good job, yeah. We can expect, comparatively, sprinters and track athletes to be just generally faster, but mainly because they just get to spend more time actually sprinting and doing acceleration work. The big difference is, though, we never want a football player to move or execute things like a sprinter. Yes, we want them to do fast and powerful and accelerate well, but the cues that I might give a track athlete are very specific. I might tell them where to look on the track almost every step. But we know that, with ball sports, there's just absolute chaos. You've got so many things going on that you can't look at the ground, you can't sort of refine exactly where you are in space. So you need to have a lot more variability with the training. So you can't really sort of fit just a sprint model especially, into a football athlete, because we know that just doesn't sort of transfer over. You're never going to have the perfect environment on the football field, so therefore we have to give them elements of being able to be fast, powerful, move well, and then that will transfer over if there's enough stimulus.